Hi, I'm Dr. Deepa Shetty here, and today we are going to talk about something called motivation. We all know that we, in everyday basis, need to feel motivated to do something in our life, whether it is to achieve a goal in a professional life, whether it is to become a person we want to become in a personal life, whether it is to maintain a relationship to the optimum best. We all need to be motivated to feel that for which we are living our life. What does this mean? I mean, in a relationship also, if you don't feel appreciated for what you are doing to your family members or for what you are contributing to the relationship, you don't feel great enough to keep doing this work. You feel a lot of energy lost there, because then you keep thinking, what is that for which I should be doing anything in this life? So we all need some kind of motivation out there to be where we want to be from where we are standing, to do our everyday daily routine things to become somebody higher or somebody we want to become in our professional and personal life. We all need a everyday motivation to do so. So let's understand this motivation. What does a motivation mean? Motivation simply means a drive that helps you to achieve goal, or that keeps you going and doing a daily activity and daily routines. So, for which you need to understand what are those things which motivates us. Motivations are intrinsic, an internal factor, or extrinsic, which are external factor which are driving us to achieve what we want to achieve. The intrinsic factors are something which are internal to us, something which is a passion of ours, something which is an internal purpose, something which makes us feel fulfilled internally is an internal motivation, whereas extrinsic motivation is something which is giving us some reward or punishment, because of which we are motivated to do that kind of job. Intrinsic is more an individual thing, extrinsic can be an individual and a group thing also. So if you want to make your group perform best, extrinsic motivation is what will help you do that. But nowadays corporates use intrinsic motivation also, so they do start something called, which will help individual to feel fulfilled inside too. What are the intrinsic motivations which are there? One is something which will help, which will make you internally motivated, is a learning skill, which means that I like learning, so I keep knowing new things, I keep going through new different sites, and I keep myself self motivated. So here there is nothing externally which is making me do all these things. It is like a different courses which we learn is because we like learning. The books that we read, it's because we like learning. The different types of skills that we do is because we like learning new skills. So learning is one intrinsic motivation. Passion is another one. All your creative expression in the form of dance, song, singing, and arts, painting, drawing, etc. All this passion and a creative expression where you express yourself is also an intrinsic motivation. Also, there is something called a life purpose which can drive you towards your goals. So those can be helping others, being a part of the group which is contributing to the society. Also, it can be a small thing, as if people who, for example, a person who has a love for animals can have an intrinsic motivation to do something for those animals which doesn't have home, and build a home shelter or something for those animals, or form a website or an app to see that those animals are adopted by somebody good. So these kind of motivation, which is more a life purpose and which makes you fulfilled within when you do something like that, is also an intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is very, very simple. Any kind of rewards, like the money, the jobs that we are doing because we are getting some money out of it. The goals that we achieve in our professional life because we are getting appraisal for it, is an extrinsic motivation. The punishment that we get for coming late, the punishment that we get for taking a day off and our pay are cut, are also an extrinsic motivation. The motivation can be a negative and positive depending on the outcome that is achieved out of it. Also, In extrinsic motivation, you do have something called power. So if we are getting a higher power in terms of taking a control over people. So if I am a person who is at a level of assistant manager, and if I'm working hard and I'm becoming manager, it's a more power. So it can be power also, which is an extrinsic motivation. Also family also becomes an extrinsic motivation. I wouldn't say intrinsic or extrinsic, you wouldn't say put family into that category, but family motivation is also something like that. Sometimes people just work because they want to support their family, and money is an extrinsic factor, but the driven force is I want to do and support my family, and I want to be a protective person out there. I want to be the person who is responsible, and the person who is responsible for this family, and hence I am doing it. So motivation can be n number of things. There are personal motivation also in relationship, because of which you keep the relationship in a better form. But to finally understand intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, very important thing which you can really just understand is intrinsic motivation is more self-driven. It is what makes you. Extrinsic motivation is more environmental driven. So you do whatever you do, the actions and the choices that you make is more because of environment. Whereas intrinsic is more from your internal satisfaction. Whatever it is, to become a person you want to become the better person you are, you need combination of both at times, and then you evolve from both to single one, which to one which can make you be the person you are. Just get aware of it. This motivation really helps when you want to make your team work for you, when you want to learn a new skill, and when you want to get aware of where you are standing and what you want to be. Also for the kids also it helps. This motivation video I have made because my daughter came up when she's in 10th right now. She came up with this whole thing about my motivation is what, mom? Am I studying for the marks that I'm going to achieve, which is extrinsic, or because I am feeling and I am learning and I'm enjoying the process? I didn't have an answer to that, because it's a combination of both which works for a qualification to be gathered when we are in that phase. As we grow ahead, everything depends, and it's more an individual thing as you grow ahead. But when it comes to examinations, it is both extrinsic and intrinsic. So for that I had made this video. So motivation is a very important factor for you to get aware of your own self and how you can communicate with your peer group, with your family, with your professional people, so that your energy is not lost too much by getting aware of it, and you can remain intrinsically motivated to do your best and be your best. Thank you. Hope this video has helped you. Do leave in the comment section how this video, how did you feel about this video. Thanks for allowing me to add value to your life. Thank you. See you again.